Hello friends and welcome to Hitbullseye. My name is Manish and I am back with your weekly dose of current affairs. In this video we will be discussing the most important current news, that is from national, from international, from sports, from politics, from any other arena that is important in this time of March. So let us take a look at all the important things that have happened in the second week of March. Starting with the first one, Qatar, which was in news for hosting the FIFA World Cup and quite successfully so, has now got a new Prime Minister. So Mr. Sheikh Mohammed is going to be the new Prime Minister of Qatar. Next, so many women are, becoming, or let's say breaking the glass ceiling in the armed forces of India. A few years back, there was a decision of the Supreme Court that allowed women in armed forces, and that too in command positions. So now we are getting very frequently we are getting women who are in command positions in Army, Navy and Air Force. In that particular series, Group Captain Shaliza Dhami has become the first woman to command frontline Indian Air Force combat unit. So in Air Force, this is a new breakthrough. Next, Sachin Tendulkar, the god of cricket, has become the world's first hand ambassador. आई एम श्योर आप में से काफ़ी लोगों ने एडवर्टाइजमेंट देखी होगी कोविड के टाइम पे स्पेशली इन विच सचिन तेंदुलकर स्टार्ट्स वॉशिंग हिज हैंड्स. द एडवर्टाइजमेंट स्टार्ट्स वॉशिंग हिज हैंड्स, कीप्स वॉशिंग हिज हैंड्स. तो आपको लगता है कि एडवर्टाइजमेंट में इतनी देर तक हाथ क्यों धो रहा है, बट दैट इज द एग्जैक्टली द मैसेज दैट दे वांटेड टू कन्वे, दैट 20 seconds यू शुड वॉश योर हैंड्स. तो वो 20 seconds हैंड वॉशिंग वाली जो एडवाइस है, दैट इज व्हाट इज गिवन इन दैट. तो सचिन तेंदुलकर को हैंड एम्बेसडर बनाया गया है. किसने बनाया है, दैट वी विल डिस्कस. देन प्रिट्जकर प्राइज हैज बीन गिवन अवे. Pritzker Prize is the world's highest award in the field of architecture. So we will see the winner of 2023 Pritzker Architecture Prize. The International Women's Day was celebrated 8th of March को मनाया जाता है. इसकी थोड़ी सी हम हिस्ट्री देखेंगे कि क्यों मनाते हैं हम 8 मार्च को इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे. Next, Ramchandra Paudel is the new president of Nepal. So it is not new to see, a new prime minister every few months in Nepal. It has become a sort of a, musical chairs, if I say it that way. नेपाल में प्राइम मिनिस्टर बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली चेंज होते हैं बिकॉज वहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट उस तरह की बनी हुई है. दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ एन अरेंजमेंट एंड देयर आर कंट्रोवर्सीज एवरी नाउ एंड देन. But as far as the president is concerned, president is not a very powerful position in Nepal. It's highly symbolic. तो वहाँ पे president काफी साल बाद change हुए. So hence it is an important news. World's longest railway platform has been inaugurated. Till now, in static GK, we used to cover that Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh is India's longest railway platform. But now that record has been broken. We will see कि कौन सा railway station है जिसने ये record break किया है. Then Vyas Samman, which is a very important award in the field of literature, it has been given away. Next, in a major news of merger and acquisition, Pfizer, which is a pharmaceutical company, has decided to acquire Seagen. तो हम देखेंगे इसका क्या implication है. Next, Denmark has become the first country to import carbon dioxide. You heard it right. It is to import carbon dioxide and to bury it under sea. This is something new that's going to happen. Carbon is going to be carbon capture and storage kind of a thing. This is तो कार्बन को एनवायरनमेंट में से कैप्चर करके उसे परचेज करके कन्वर्ट करके अंडर सी डंप किया जाएगा. दिस इज समथिंग दैट डेनमार्क इज गोइंग टू डू. एंड फाइनली द इंटरनेशनल पाई डे 3.14 was celebrated on 14th of March. That is 14/3. तो 3.14 means March the 14 is the International Pi Day. तो इसको हम देखेंगे थोड़ा सा डिटेल में. Let's take a look at all these one by one. Starting with Mr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani, which is this gentleman, he is the new Prime Minister of Qatar. And who has appointed him? Qatar's Amir. Qatar's Amir, who is the highest position in Qatar, because these are emirate countries. These are like what you say. These are different type of political systems. They are not like proper constitutional democracies or something like that. So in Qatar, Amir is the highest authority. So Qatar's Amir is Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. He has appointed the foreign minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani as the new prime minister. And the former prime minister Sheikh Khalid has resigned. So that is what it is. Just that the name is important, nothing else. And the capital of Qatar is Doha. Was quite a lot in news for good as well as bad reasons. December 2022 में इन्होंने FIFA World Cup host किया है, जो कि historic बन गया after Argentina won and Lionel Messi became GOAT, greatest of all time. So initially it was criticized a lot for its human rights record apparently, but slowly and slowly, as the event turned out to be a huge success, it was seen as a game changer for the Arab world, which is because the oil economy is going on a downward spiral, and rightly so. We are more concerned about climate change and we are moving towards renewable energy and electric vehicles and all that. So maybe the Arab world, which has been the treasure trove of fossil fuels, is not going to be that flourishing as it has been in the last let's say 50 to 60 years. So this is seen as an opportunity where this Arab world, through all the capital it has inherited from oil trade, can actually convert this capital to attracting tourism. And one of the ways to attracting tourism is, एक तो जैसे दुबई ने किया है, that is a way, to develop itself as a tourism destination. Second can be events like FIFA World Cup, Olympics, Asia Cup, and things like that, which can attract millions of people in a small period of time and can hugely boost the economy of these countries in the absence of an oil-based economy. So इसको उस तरह से देखा जाने लगा because Arab world has a lot of money also, and these events require a lot of capital for creating infrastructure and for hosting this type of sporting events. So Qatar FIFA World Cup will always be remembered for that watershed that it has been able to generate. First woman to command frontline IAF combat unit, Group Captain Shaliza Dhami. So Group Captain Shaliza Dhami has become the first woman officer to take over the command of a frontline combat unit in the western sector. तो इंडियन एयरफोर्स में ये पहली बन गई हैं जो कमांड ड्यूटी में आई है. And what is she? In which squadron is she? It's a missile squadron in the western sector. It's a command position. She's in the line of command. Basically. And इससे 2 महीने पहले भी ऐसा ही एक ब्रेक थ्रू हुआ था जब कैप्टन शिवा चौहान, जो कि इंडियन आर्मी की है, she became the first woman officer to be operationally deployed at the world's highest battlefield in Siachen, which again is a command position. So it's like breaking a glass ceiling. Women in the armed forces. There are so many women who have been occupying positions for the first time, and it is heartening to see the way this gender gap is getting reduced in the armed forces. It was high time it was done, but the breakthrough started after the Supreme Court judgment allowing permanent commission as well as the posting of women in command positions. Next, Sachin Tendulkar has become the world's first hand ambassador. So Savlon जो company है, Savlon is actually a brand of ITC, Indian Tobacco Company. So 2016 में ITC का जो Savlon स्वस्थ इंडिया मिशन लॉन्च किया था इन्होंने, and it was before COVID. I think आप लोग शायद याद कर पा रहे होंगे एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट आती थी Savlon की, the orange colored soap. A child comes from school to his home, changes his clothes, and then washes his hands with the normal soap and then with the Savlon soap. तो फिर उसमें वो दिखाते हैं कि germs बहुत कम रह गए हैं, so Savlon kills the germs. So that was encouraging hand washing when a child or any person comes from outside. है ना? तो ये कोविड से 3-4 साल पहले की बात है. That is what makes this campaign all the more important. और जब कोविड आया तब तो everyone was like wash your hands for 20 seconds and everything. So that was a huge boost to this campaign. And Sachin Tendulkar's ad advertisement at that time garnered a lot of attention, and rightly so. So Sachin has been made the world's first hand ambassador for Swasth India mission. That is ITC Savlon Swasth India mission. See, this is a really good example or a case study of how social welfare, or let's say a social message, can be delivered, and at the same time it can help the brand a lot. तो brand value को भी improve करता है और एक social message तो ये send कर ही रहा है. So it is a good example of that. तो अब ये सबको पता चल जाएगा that he is the world's first hand ambassador. है तो कुछ भी नहीं है वैसे ये बात, but it's just that it helps garner a lot of attention, which is the purpose of advertising. लेकिन यहाँ पे वो दोनों काम इकट्ठे हो रहे हैं, social purpose as well as advertisement. So this gentleman here is Mr. David Allen Chipperfield. David Allen Chipperfield. In fact, he is Sir David Allen Chipperfield. So this Sir as a prefix to his name suggests that he has been knighted by the Queen of England. So इन्हें knighthood मिला हुआ है. That is what it signifies. Sir is not a very simple term that you can put just like that in front of any name. It does not work that way. Sir David Allen Chipperfield, he is an urban planner as well as activist. He is the winner of Pritzker Architecture Prize, which is the architecture's highest honor in the world. Right? So he has a 40-year career जिसमें इन्होंने 100+ projects पे काम किया है. Civic, cultural and academic buildings, residences, urban master planning, Asia, Europe, North America. इतना vast इनका reign of influence as well as a reign of work है. और बात करें प्रिट्जकर प्राइज की, जिसको कि नोबेल प्राइज इन आर्किटेक्चर भी कहा जाता है. It was established by Hayat Foundation in 1979, and this is an annual award that honors the architects whose built work demonstrates a combination of talent, vision and commitment. And for the last few years, this award has started to focus more on the sustainability thing, because see, construction activity emits a lot of carbon. So if there are architects who are focusing more on carbon neutral architecture, or who are focusing on models that require less air conditioning or maybe less energy, which are more airy, more light, natural light coming in, that kind of architecture is being you can say encouraged, because climate angle is something which is being incorporated in every other field of human life, and it is required also. So he has also included that, and he is the winner of the Pritzker Prize 2023. International Women's Day. 8th of March is celebrated as International Women's Day every year. So it is that day on which you will see a lot of social media posts on different platforms, proclaiming that women are this, women are that. So this basically has become an occasion where we talk about gender equality, where we talk about gender injustices also that need to be eliminated. So 8th of March we celebrate as International Women's Day. First time it was observed in 1911. So it's been more than 100 years that we have been observing International Women's Day. Or maybe this day has been important. So first came into existence around this time, and initially on 28th of February 1909, some 15,000 women marched through New York City demanding various rights, shorter hours of work, better pay and voting rights. Right? So 1911 में 8 मार्च से कुछ दिन पहले इस दिन women ने मार्च निकाला था. They were demanding rights, voting rights, working rights and so many other rights. Around the same time in Europe, ये तो हुई बात USA की, उसी टाइम पे यूरोप में भी Second International Conference on Working Women was held. Second International Conference on Working Women, जो कि कोपेनहेगन में हुई थी, which is the capital of Denmark. यहाँ पे एक women थी, her name was Clara Zetkin. Very important. Clara Zetkin. Sometimes she is credited with initiating the International Women's Day. काफी एग्जाम्स में क्वेश्चन पूछा जा चुका है. So Clara Zetkin was the leader of that conference on working women. and she led the women's office for the Social Democratic Party in Germany. जर्मनी की सोशल डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी को ये लीड कर रही थी, एंड शी टेबल्ड द आइडिया ऑफ इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे. तो इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे का आइडिया किसने दिया था? क्लारा जेटकिन ने. सो 9th of March 1911 को ये आइडिया दिया गया, और उसके बाद से यूएन ने भी इसे अडॉप्ट कर लिया. यूनाइटेड नेशंस अडॉप्टेड इट. So United Nations started celebrating International Women's Day in 1977. Right? 1911 से ये प्रपोजल था. Then किसी कंट्री ने इसको सेलिब्रेट कर लिया, किसी ने नहीं किया. But United Nations as a whole started adopting it in 1977. तो 1977 से हम इसे globally observe कर रहे हैं. This year the theme is Digital. बेसिकली डिजिटल और ऑल को क्लब किया हुआ है, डिजिट ऑल. और इनोवेशन एंड टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर जेंडर इक्वालिटी. बेसिकली द थीम इज हाउ वी कैन यूज टेक्नोलॉजी टू रिड्यूस जेंडर डिस्पैरिटी. टेक्नोलॉजी को कैसे इक्वलाइजर की तरह यूज किया जा सकता है कि विमेन की पोजीशन इंप्रूव हो सके. सो डिजिटल, इनोवेशन एंड टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर जेंडर इक्वालिटी इज अ थीम फॉर विमेन्स डे 2023. So these are the facts that you should know about the International Women's Day. Next we have Mr. Ramchandra Paudel. Mr. Ramchandra Paudel is the new president of Nepal. So Nepal is our small neighbor, and as far as the prime ministers of Nepal are concerned, they have been changing quite frequently. I think every few months there is a new prime minister. In fact, at this moment when I'm speaking, and maybe at a later date if you are watching this recording, the chances are that the prime minister has changed, right? So we're not talking about prime minister. The president was Bidya Devi Bhandari, and surprisingly she was intact in her position for quite a fairly long period of time. But now Mr. Ramchandra Paudel is the new president of Nepal. तो इलेक्शन हुए हैं वहाँ पे, और नेपाल इलेक्शन कमीशन ने इन्हें विनर जो है वो डिक्लेयर किया है. Just like India, Nepal also, the provincial assemblies as well as the central legislature, both of them, the members of both of these vote for the president, and that is how the president is elected. So it is a indirect election, it is not a direct election. The longest railway station of India. So आज तक का हमारा longest railway station का रिकॉर्ड रहा है गोरखपुर प्लेटफॉर्म इन उत्तर प्रदेश. Gorakhpur platform in Uttar Pradesh, which is 1366 meters long. In other words, it is 1.37 kilometers long. So that would give you an idea of how long the platform is. तो almost 1.5 किलोमीटर लंबा प्लेटफॉर्म है गोरखपुर का, लेकिन उससे भी लंबा बन गया हुब्बली जंक्शन in Karnataka. So the name of the railway station is Siddharud railway station, Sri Siddharud railway station in Hubli in the state of Karnataka. So this is 1.5 kilometers. So approximately 140 meters longer than the platform at Gorakhpur. So first number पे आ गया हुबली रेलवे स्टेशन, जो कि साउथ वेस्टर्न रेलवे जोन में आता है. साउथ वेस्ट रेलवे. As a additional fact, there are in total 19 zones of Indian Railway. कुछ साल पहले तक ये 17 zones हुआ करते थे, फिर 2 नए zones बनाए गए. So right now the entire Indian Railways is divided into 19 different zones, right? तो उनमें से साउथ वेस्टर्न जोन में आता है आपका हुबली रेलवे स्टेशन. और उसके बाद सेकंड पे आ गया गोरखपुर रेलवे स्टेशन. थर्ड पे आता है कोल्लम जंक्शन ऑफ केरला, which is the third longest platform at 1180 meters. That is 1.1 kilometers approximately. So how does it help? How is it an achievement if you have a really long platform? Basically these platforms are helpful in long freight trains. Long freight trains के लिए ये बहुत important होते हैं. I think last year India operated its longest freight train, which was 3.5 kilometers long. It was Super Vasuki. तो अगर 3.5 किलोमीटर लंबी ट्रेन है, to improve the efficiency of logistics in India, उसमें 3 इंजन लगे हुए थे, एक आगे, एक पीछे और एक सेंटर में, because 3.5 kilometers is a really really long train and that too filled with goods. तो इतनी ज़्यादा अगर हम ऑपरेशनल एफिशिएंसी लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, so that means we need longer platforms also to offload those things. तो ये आने वाले टाइम में कैपेसिटी एक्सपेंशन के लिए एक अच्छी मूव हो सकती है. नेक्स्ट इज व्यास सम्मान. सो व्यास सम्मान is one of the highest honors of literature in India. तो सरस्वती सम्मान सबसे बड़ा सम्मान है, उसके बाद आपका व्यास सम्मान भी एक सम्मान है. So it has been given to Dr. Gyan Chaturvedi for his work Pagalkhana. So this is the book Pagalkhana. It has been written by Gyan Chaturvedi. So this book was written in 2018, लेकिन उसके लिए उन्हें अब चुना गया है 32nd व्यास सम्मान के लिए. It's a satirical novel by हिंदी ऑथर ज्ञान चतुर्वेदी. और ज्ञान चतुर्वेदी जी को पद्मश्री भी दिया जा चुका है 2015 में, which speaks volumes about his credibility and his talent as a हिंदी ऑथर. व्यास सम्मान के बिरला फाउंडेशन अवार्ड करती है. के बिरला फाउंडेशन, इट्स एन एनुअल अफेयर, 1991 से ये चल रहा है, एंड इट इज गिवन टू a piece of Hindi literature authored by an Indian citizen and published within the previous 10 years. 3 conditions हैं. Number 1, it should be a Hindi literature piece. किसी और language में ये नहीं दिया जाता. Second, Indian citizen होना ज़रूरी है. So if a person is an NRI or living in a foreign country, even though the person is an Indian and written in Hindi, still it is not acceptable. Person should be an Indian citizen, it should be written in Hindi, and it should be within previous 10 years. ऐसा नहीं कि आज कोई भी 30-40 साल पुराना वर्क उठा के उसे हम व्यास सम्मान दे देंगे. No. So 10 years is the period within which the award has to be given from the publishing of that work. और इसकी 4 लाख रुपए जो है वो प्राइज मनी दी जाती है. के बिरला फाउंडेशन ही कुछ और अवार्ड्स भी देती है, जैसे कि सरस्वती सम्मान, बिहारी पुरस्कार एंड व्यास सम्मान ऑफ कोर्स. सो सरस्वती सम्मान इज द हाईएस्ट अवार्ड. अगर इनमें हम सरस्वती सम्मान की बात करें, सो दिस इज अ अवार्ड विच इज गिवन टू एन इंडियन सिटीजन फॉर वर्क इन एनी ऑफ द शेड्यूल्ड इंडियन लैंग्वेज. सो देयर आर 22 शेड्यूल्ड इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस लाइक हिंदी, पंजाबी, मराठी, बंगाली, मलयालम, तमिल, तेलुगु, कन्नड़, ऑल दीज. सो इफ एन इंडियन सिटीजन has a work in any of these 22 languages within the last, I think, 10 or 20 years, then that person is given the Saraswati Samman, and this is one of the highest honors of Indian literature. लेकिन English work में ये नहीं दिए जाते, of course. Pfizer to acquire Seagen. तो Pfizer जो कि दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी pharmaceutical companies में से एक है, it is going to acquire Seagen, which is another pharmaceutical major. Now, what is the point of that? Number 1 is the deal is going to be a really huge one, $43 billion, where $1 billion roughly is 8,000 crore rupees. So that means $43 billion would be somewhere around 3.5 lakh crore rupees. So it's a huge deal. That's one. Second is that if these two companies are coming together at such a large level, it will create a pharmaceutical giant. And when a giant company is created, it is expected to have the economies of scale. It is expected to have, sizable funds which can be used for research and development. And we need research and development a lot. We need new breakthroughs, especially in the medicine industry, the pharmaceutical industry. So what are they going to collaborate on? They are going to accelerate the next generation of cancer breakthroughs. The world has invented so many drugs for various diseases, but cancer, various types of cancers at various stages, still seem incurable, and millions of people are killed every year because of cancer. So this combination is going to create a behemoth, a big company, which is going to spend their energy and money in the direction of cancer breakthroughs. So that is what makes this deal important. Lesser important economically, more important from the science and technology perspective. Denmark is going to become the first country to import carbon dioxide and to bury it under sea. So Denmark carbon dioxide purchase करेगा और उसे carbon capture storage करके it will bury it under sea. So एक project इन्होंने बनाया है North Sea के अंदर. So if you look at the map, Denmark के बिल्कुल साथ में North Sea है, which is to the north of यूरोप. सो यहाँ पे इस सी के अंदर जो कार्बन है उसे बैरी किया जाएगा. दिस इज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ अ CO2 graveyard, right, where the carbon is injected to prevent further warming of the atmosphere, and it is on the site of an old oil field. So it is like, I'm just guessing, I'm not really sure, maybe the oil that is pulled out of you know out of the womb of the earth, so maybe the space that is left blank, otherwise it is filled with water, so it might be getting filled with carbon or something like that. And it is the green sand project. इस project का पूरा नाम है green sand project, और इससे 8 मिलियन टन्स कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड हर साल स्टोर की जा सकेगी below the sea. 8 million tons of carbon dioxide. And North Sea, why it is suitable for doing this? It is particularly suitable for this type of project as the region already has pipelines and potential storage sites after decades of oil and gas production. So perhaps my guess was right, that if oil and gas is produced in large quantities from here, perhaps there are cavities inside the earth crust which can be now filled with carbon. And although we are saying that 8 million tons of carbon dioxide we can store here, but actually we are producing a lot more than that. So it is not like a major breakthrough कि अब सारा का सारा carbon हम ऐसे कर सकेंगे. No, because the capacity is really limited. 8 million tons per year. जबकि हम produce कितना कर रहे हैं? अगर हम सिर्फ यूरोपियन यूनियन की बात करें, यूरोपियन यूनियन emitted 3.7 billion tons in 1 year. तो 3.7 billion tons और कहाँ 8 million tons, which is not even like approximately 1,000th of what we are producing. So it's a very minute proportion of the carbon dioxide that we are producing, but it is nonetheless a significant breakthrough as far as technology is concerned. Volume wise itna nahi hai, but maybe in the near future or maybe in the distant future we will be able to have more such, this technology may be refined, and maybe we can do it not only in the North Sea. We can do it everywhere where we are, pulling out oil and gas, like maybe in the Arabian Peninsula, in the Gulf, maybe. Remains to be seen. Finally, the International Pi Day. So we denote pi by 3.14. So that is exactly what it is. 3 stands for March here, and 14 stands for the date. So 14th of March is celebrated as the Pi Day. Although there are others who may contend that why isn't 22nd of July celebrated as the International Pi Day. I don't know why, but 22/7 is also there. But 3.14, so March the 14th, because we follow, just like we say 9/11. So 9/11 is not 9th of November. It is 11th of September. So September पहले बोला जाता है in the US date format. तो यहाँ पे भी 3.14 का मतलब है March the 14th. So March the 14th is the International Day of Mathematics, also known as the Pi Day, for honoring the mathematical constant pi. What is it? It is the proportion of a circle's circumference to its diameter. So circumference is to diameter is 22/7, that is 3.14. So every year all nations take part in events to promote mathematics. So it has become, ऐसा नहीं कि पाई को कुछ हम celebrate कर रहे हैं. It is basically the power of mathematics to improve the world that is being celebrated. So UNESCO celebrate करता है इसको International Pi Day, and this year the theme is mathematics for everyone. So these are the facts you should know. International Pi Day, also known as International Mathematics Day, celebrated on 14th of March. It was declared by UNESCO, that is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, having its headquarters in Paris. And it is one of the specialized agencies of United Nations. It is a specialized agency. It is not a principal organ. Principal organs are different. Principal organs total 6 हैं United Nations के, which is Security Council, General Assembly, Secretariat, International Court of Justice, Trusteeship Council, and ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council. These are the 6 principal organs. लेकिन specialized agencies बहुत सारी हैं, like UNESCO, UNICEF, there are so many. So it is a specialized agency of UN. It has its headquarters in Paris. लेकिन ये बहुत ज़्यादा न्यूज़ में रहती है because of this type of things. कोई डे डिक्लेयर कर दिया, या यूनेस्को वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट्स, या यूनेस्को इंटरनेशनल इंटेंजिबल कल्चरल हेरिटेज साइट्स एंड ऑल दैट. तो उस वजह से ये न्यूज़ में रहती है. एंड देन द थीम वॉज मैथमेटिक्स फॉर everyone. All these are the facts important for your competitive exams. That is all for this week. I hope you liked the weekly current affairs. If you have any suggestions that through which we can improve these series, then please let us know in the comment section. Also, like, subscribe and share this video with your friends so that they can also benefit from the same. Thank you so much. This is me, Manish, signing off. Take care.